Alright, let's look at the homework 2.6, problem number 7. Alright, so we want to find the horizontal and the vertical asymptotes of this function. Alright, so let's do that. So to find the vertical asymptote, we're going to set denominator equal to 0. So we set e to the x minus 9 equal to 0, right? Then add 9 so that you have e to the x is equal to 9, right? Then we take the natural log of both sides. Then natural log of e to the x is 1, so this is equal to natural log of 9, right? So we can double check that x equals natural log 9 is a vertical asymptote by taking the limit. So you take the limit of this function as x approaches natural log of 9, say from the positive side, right? So this is going to be on top, so you have a 2 e to the natural log of 9, so e and natural log cancel out, so that's going to be just 9, right? So same thing, e to the natural log 9 is 9, but it's approaching from the positive side, minus 9, which will give us 18 over 0 from the positive side. So this is going to be positive infinity, right? Which tells you that this guy is indeed a vertical asymptote because it blows up from the left, from the right. All right. Then in order to find the horizontal asymptote, we have to take the limit of the same function as x approaches positive infinity and also negative infinity. So approaches positive infinity, and this guy approaches negative infinity, right? So let's evaluate those. All right, so for the positive infinity, all right, so you can see that if you plug in, you can see that the numerator is getting larger and larger, and so is the denominator. All right, so what you can do is you can do the same trick we've been using. We're going to divide top and bottom by, say, e to the x. All right, then you would get a limit as x approaches positive infinity. All right, e to the x cancel out, so you just get 2 on top. All right, e to the x over e to the x is 1, minus 9 over e to the x. All right, and this way, as x approaches positive infinity, e to the x is going to be big, so 9 divided by a really big number approaches 0. So this guy approaches 0. So you can see that this is equal to 2 over 1, which is 2. So this will give us a horizontal asymptote, which is y equals positive 2. All right. Then if you look at the negative infinity one, so e to the x as x approaches negative infinity, remember that the graph of e to the x looks like this. Right, so as x approaches negative infinity, you can see that the graph is getting closer to the x-axis, which is y equals 0. So e to the x actually approaches 0. Alright, so we don't have to do any trick, so it's going to be 0 over negative 9, which is 0. Alright, which means that you have another horizontal asymptote, which is y equals 0. Alright, so let's type those guys in. Alright, so vertical asymptote was a natural log of 9, and y equals 0, and y equals, was it 2? Hold on. Y equals 2. Oops. 2. Right? So let's double check. Submit for testing. Alright, it came back and looks like we got all these guys correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.